I'm Stephanie Burt, and I teach here at Harvard, and one of the classes I teach is called Taylor Swift and Her World. It's new this year, and it's a lot of fun, and I'll tell you how it came together. Besides writing about poems and poets and poetry and a number of other, printed texts, comics and novels and so on, I have been listening to and writing about pop music and rock music for quite some time, and I've wanted to teach a class organized around songs and songwriting for a while. Songwriting is, of course, a literary art. It's one of the arts that uses words. It's not the same art form as poetry. It uses words plus music, just as playwriting uses words plus people and stuff on stage. Comic book and graphic novel writing uses words and pictures and so on. I've wanted to teach a class on songwriting, and I really like teaching classes focused on a single artist when I can. I've taken one of my favorite classes I ever took in college was a class organized all around Walt Whitman. And so I was waiting for a single songwriter we could organize a course on to come along, waiting for one who I admired and felt I sort of understood, one who was not very hard to link to other and older kinds of literary creation, and also one who happened to be popular enough that students would want to take the course. And it turns out that Taylor Swift very much meets all three criteria. She's got a substantial body of work that I think is great. It's easy to tie that work to other literary works, novels and poems and essays and so on, and earlier songs. And of course, she's one of the most popular entertainers or indeed humans in the world right now. So this class, I really thought it would just have 20 or 30 people, and we listen to Taylor together and read a whole bunch of 18th century poetry, and then Laura Kosciuszko and some other contemporary poets, and we would have fun and take some songs apart. It's turned out to be a bit larger than that. We teach in a lecture hall with the piano. I've got an amazing teaching team which combined has knowledge of the music business and copyright and the legal aspects, and musicology and songwriting and music composition, and a great deal of literary knowledge and also performance knowledge, people who can talk about Taylor on stage and costumes and what she does with her body, which I'm not so good at. And so I get to think about how the songs work, how the songs fit together, how Taylor works with the elements of the genres that she has moved through, country and country pop and indie folk and disco and electro and the various kinds of pop music that she makes, some of which did not even quite exist when she started writing. And we get to move back and forth from the manifestation of her art out in the world and the way it's received and the songs themselves. Why does the end of Love Story go up a whole step? Why does she modulate like that? What happens when the scarf comes back that I left at your sister's house in the end of the 10-minute version of All Too Well? Why is the album Speak Now full of uses of the word remember? What does that have to do with memory and Wordsworth or Proust? Why are there so many numbers, 22 and 18 and 21 and 8 months on the album Red? How do these artworks fit together, and what do they tell us about someone who's not only super fun to watch, super popular and super inspiring, but one of the great songwriters of our era? And that is what the Taylor Swift class is about.